and welcome back to Top Guest Studio with me, Joe. We had a great third interview with my friend Ray. This week we have another inspiring Gold Coaster supermom triathlete, and mentioning the 4ASD Kids founder, the one and only, I give you, Miss Chloe Maxwell.
Wow. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Chloe.
Hi, everybody out there. This is fabulous. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Oh, so good to have you, Chloe.
I really enjoy doing YouTube interviews, but especially with you, Joe, because I've admired you for so long.
Oh, thank you. So nice. No one's ever said that to me before.
Oh, there's always a first, but I'm sure you'll get that a lot.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want to ask me today?
So we've got some good questions for you. So, the first question I want to ask you is, so my family is closer because of autism. That is a good thing, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think when our Maxie was diagnosed with autism, it was a little bit scary because he was only just 2 years old, I think, and we didn't really know what it was. And to find out that he would be developmentally delayed was quite difficult. He was my first child, and I had all these dreams and aspirations for him that I thought maybe weren't going to come true. But since then, he's absolutely just been the light of our lives, as have you to your parents. So it's been a fantastic journey, and it's definitely brought my family closer together.
So, I know, I pretty well know you from my first bike ride for the 4ASD Kids ride. Now, that was an amazing ride. The one-day ride, 160-kilometer bike ride.
Yes, you rode so well. I was very impressed, and I actually, for those of you out there watching at home, I made him a special playlist of Michael Jackson. Joe loves his Michael Jackson. Do you remember me cranking the MJ tunes?
Yeah.
I had a little speaker in the back of my cycling kit, and we were riding through the hinterland with MJ pelting through the trees. It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Now, I tell you, I absolutely beat my friends up the hill. I beat my dad and especially Natalie up the hill. I kicked their butts right up the hill. So it was.
You beat a lot of people, mate.
Yeah.
You did so well that day. It was a big ride. We've got another ride coming up this year.
Yeah, 3-day ride and also the Gala Ball.
That's right. So do you think you might come along and join us?
Pretty sure I will be.
We'd love to have you. That'd be unreal. If anyone else would like to come and join us on that ride, you can head to our Facebook page for ASD Kids Charity and check out the details on there.
Yeah, so you guys pretty much inspired me. You and Matt and the whole organisation. I just want to say thank you for having me last year on the ride. It was so fun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I can't wait to have you again. It'll be so much fun. Do you think you'll ride for the 3 days?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And now I've heard we have some more special guests. We have Joel Parkinson, we have Mick Fanning, and we also have the Commando from The Biggest Loser.
On the ride. Where did you hear that from?
Oh,
We're
I
giving
heard
away our
rumours.
secrets.
Well, I heard a few rumours.
None of these are confirmed as yet, people, but they may be coming along. You'll just have to book in and wait and see. So, what else has been happening in your world?
Well, I've been doing a few jobs, with my dad, doing the horseshoes and working at the bike shop 1 day a week every Monday, and then drama on Tuesdays and sport, and then Wednesday sport, and then in the afternoon, this.
Yeah, and you're loving doing this? I think you're doing a fabulous job.
Absolutely,
interviewing
I'm
people.
loving this. It's the best you can ever have. Now, what inspires you to get up in the morning, Chloe?
What inspires me to get up in the morning? That's a good question. I think, look, being a good example to my children and doing the best that I can for my husband inspires me to get up in the morning. But in terms of exercise, probably, feeling my sense of well-being, I guess, to get up and actually go and train and do a bike ride or a run or something like that certainly makes a difference to my well-being. So that also inspires me to get up in the morning.
And then the day before the ride, getting interviewed by Ben Hanna on CFM, and then looking at my Facebook and getting a link from you saying how good I sounded. So that was actually inspirational to me. That's what actually led me to this.
Yeah, well, you know what? You are an incredible advocate for ASD in this country, Joe, and you're very inspirational. So I definitely wish you all the best with this new occupation, as it were. Are there some more questions that you want to ask me?
So yeah, do you have any advice for someone like me whose dream is to be able to do some work in the media?
Any advice? I think just be yourself and be relaxed. Maybe if you find someone that you think is good in that particular job, try and model yourself on them. I know when I started out in the media, before I did, I used to take my video camera everywhere and just interview people. It got quite annoying. I'd take it into nightclubs, and that was back in the day when it was like okay to film things. Now there's some privacy constraints in and around certain venues, but I just used to practice all the time, and I think just having conversations with people naturally gets you better at interviewing people, but you're so good at research and stuff like that, so you've already got that nailed, and the way that you come across is very natural, so you've got that nailed too.
Yeah, well, I did do a lot of research about you, Chloe. Now,
Did you?
I found out that you were the original Jeans West girl for the Jeans West TV ads.
I was, and that was a long time ago. It was a couple of decades ago, actually. I was only 3 then, so I'm 23 now. No, that is a lie, of course. A long time ago. That was actually one of my first opportunities to be on television, which was great. Before that, I was a model, so I was traveling around the world doing a lot of sort of catwalk stuff with people like Cindy Crawford and Linda Evangelista and Claudia Schiffer and people like that. And then I came back to Australia and I got asked to do this audition for a jeans commercial, and it was for Jeans West, and I ended up getting it. So, and then from there I sort of used that to springboard into more television. And another piece of advice I would give you is actually just backing yourself and asking the question, can I come in? Can I do some work experience? I think you should give me a job. That's always a good line. And you never know. If you don't ask, you never find out.
And I also found out that you also did a documentary in Ethiopia.
I did. I actually was an ambassador for World Vision Australia, and they flew me over there. We were there for 2 weeks, and I went to 2 different parts of Ethiopia. We went to one part that was very ravaged by the famine and was like desert, and it was very sad actually, Joe. There were children that were starving, and which when you go to a place like that and you find out that their soil is actually so fertile, they can grow things really well, but they just don't have the education as to how to grow plants and irrigation and stuff like that. But I went over with World Vision, and they took me there first, and then they took me to another place called Ansokia Valley, which was where they intervened in the early 80s, and they actually taught the community there with the funds that they'd raised how to irrigate and how to plant crops and stuff like that. And it was so much different. They had all these big, beautiful green trees and grass and enough food for so many different communities there. So it was actually probably the beginning of me wanting to get involved in any sort of philanthropy or wanting to do anything to help other people, because I went over there, I think I would have been 17 or maybe 18. And at that age, you're pretty selfish. You're not really thinking about anyone else but yourself. But when I went over there, it was really a huge eye-opener for me, because I saw the devastation of, a third world country and children. I actually had a mother try and hand me her baby so that I could take her child because she couldn't look after it, begging me to take this baby home. And I was just in tears most days. So that was a really full-on experience for me, but one that I feel so much better for having done, especially that young, because it made me realise that there's more to life than just worrying about yourself. Hence when, why we're now here and why we've started 4ASD Kids.
And I heard you also did some reporting for Matty Johns back in the day.
I did. I actually did some very funny interviews. If you ever want to do some more research, I got to interview Richard Branson. I interviewed, who else? Russell Brand. He was very funny. He had done a press junket all day, and by the time he got to me, he must have had this thing in his pants the whole time, but he decided that I was the one he was going to share it with. And he's like, check this out. And he unzipped his pants and there was a banana in there. He's like, what do you think this is? I'm like, it appears to be a very warm and slightly bruised banana. And it was very funny. But yeah, I ended up throwing some underwear at him. And gosh, I got to interview lots of really cool people on that show. And yeah, it was great fun. You can still watch those videos on YouTube if you wanted to.
Now, I do a bit of running and cycling with my mum and dad. Max and Phoenix, do they enjoy doing any running with you and Matt?
Max doesn't enjoy any exercise. He loves his gardening, actually. He's so into gardening at the moment. He is growing all sorts of vegetables and grafting seeds and harvesting seeds out of, vegetables and growing tomatoes and beans and all sorts of things. Phoenix, yes, she loves any sort of exercise. She actually wants to be a professional athlete like her dad and her poppy. She is very good at running, and she's done, I think, about 14 triathlons now. She's not yet 12. And she loves soccer. She wants to play soccer for Australia, for the Matildas. So that'd be cool, I reckon. Her dad played for Australia, her Poppy played for Australia, and hopefully she will too.
Yeah, well, my sister did some triathlons.
Did she?
Yeah, back in the day, so...
Oh, you haven't tried one yet?
Well, I do a triathlon every Friday afternoon, but I only do...
The Rio Vista one?
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one to do.
Yeah, so I've got some really good mates down there. All right, Chloe, now it's time for the rapid fire round.
Oh dear, okay.
Now, this is going to be a really fast round. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to introduce you to the rapid fire round. Okay, what is your favourite chocolate bar?
Plain Cadbury Dairy Milk.
Okay, favourite band or musician?
I like Erykah Badu.
Okay, let's see. Do you have a favourite holiday destination?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Oh, I'm gonna say, I don't know. Thailand.
Do you have any pets?
I do. I've got a dog called Ace, and he's really fat, and he's got a big wart on his gut.
And what is your favourite cereal?
I don't eat cereal. Probably muesli.
And what is Max's favourite day?
Oh, any day aside from Monday through to Friday.
All right. And that's it, people. Well, thank you for coming to the broadcast, Chloe. It's been great having you.
Thanks so much for having me, Joe. And thank you out there in YouTube world. Make sure you subscribe to Joe's channel. It's awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks for having us. And I'll see you next time for our next special guest. All right, guys. This is Top Guest Studios signing off.